Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how you could use a tennis ball in your practice for teaching kids with special needs in the art room. Another thing that I'll talk about is sponges, cookie cutters, paper towel rolls, pipe cleaners, and very large binders. All of those things are very helpful in adapting your classroom into a place where everybody can be successful. And I want to show you some cool tricks. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we got this tennis ball here. I got it from the gym teacher in my school, and I actually cut into it with a pair of scissors. And what I'm basically doing is creating this. This is an adapted paintbrush that allows just about any position to work when you're holding it, right? A tennis ball can be used in the same way, but I mean, this is great. You can do it with a pencil, right? Students can make marks with a pencil with this. They can make marks with a marker with this. You can see the opening is big enough for a marker, which is wonderful because everybody loves those smelly markers. Also very helpful for things like crayon. You could fit a crayon in there very easily. Now you can't get very much pressure with it unless you really push hard, but you can see it is possible to get variations in the pressure that you apply. And then what I like about it is that you can also use it, just as earlier shown, the modified paintbrush. This can become something that holds something even as skinny as a paintbrush handle, so you can paint with it as well. You might wonder what the fork is for. The fork, again, is something that's very thin, so you wouldn't think that it would stay inside of a tennis ball like this, but it does. This has great grip, so you can just slide that in there, dip, and start adding nice texture to your work, just like that. So tennis balls, great invention for sports, great invention for holding on to things in the art classroom. A few other things that help me in the art classroom when teaching students with special needs are sponges. I can use a sponge on its edge. Now you can see this is just a very small portion of a sponge that I cut out. I did not bite that, but when I use the scissors, it kind of cut it like a curve. But you can see I can get nice skinny lines, or if I dip it in like that, I can have my students create stamps out of the shape that I've cut out, and they can get things like trees or whatever shape you are working with. Same with cookie cutters. Cookie cutters can be used by anybody, but especially with students who have grip issues or issues grabbing things easily. This is something that can be placed down, and then using hand over hand, somebody else could help them push it onto the paper and get some nice pattern, or at least a nice texture. Now, I was talking about this, the old pipe cleaner here. Pipe cleaners by themselves can be used by students with special needs to work on their dexterity and make things out of them, but I'm going to show you how you can make a really cool handle, basically, for something like a pencil or even a marker. So I'll use this marker to help me show you this. I'm going to measure it by wrapping this around and twisting it. Okay? Now this doesn't look like much, but it'll help your students a whole lot. So I'm going to put it around there like that. Got my measurement again, this time coming around the back side, and I'm just twisting it on Now, some students, especially students in the multi-disabled classroom, have trouble gripping things. So this little handy grip helps them to slide their fingers in. And now, if you take the cap off, you can start making marks without even holding it, really. I mean, it's being held to you. Now, this can be used for crayons, it could be used for markers, it could be used for paintbrushes. This marking technique is very effective, and kids will be able to do what they need to do in your room because of that trick. So if you're lucky enough, you might have one of these, which is a slant board. It has these little steps or legs that come out the back, and they have these little clips to hold your artwork to. They even have removable ledges down here at the bottom that can stop the artwork from sliding. And another advantage to this particular one is that it is a dry erase board as well. So I can take my adapted marker and use it on here and then erase it. And that's really fun for students. Although I only have one of these, so that's not very helpful when I have a lot of students in my classroom that need a surface that is just for them. So what I've come up with is this. This is a pretty large binder that my custodian helped me find, and I can tape old clipboards. Good Lord. Yeah, clipboards. I can attach old clipboards to this, and then eventually it kind of becomes its own slant board, which is wonderful because students can really use it better than a flat surface, especially if they're sitting in something like a wheelchair. Using some or all of these tricks will definitely help you in your art classroom to make your school year run a lot smoother. Students with special needs need the time and the tools so that they can make things just as easily as students in the general population. I hope this video helps you along. Have a good day.